Stardew Valley's diversity problem. What the hell is Stardew Valley?
My dudes, get your lubes! What you see and hear in this video may come off as random, and what many of you may not deem politically correct, but I promise we're gonna get through this.
As a black woman, I do not support anything Smack Slips unpolitically correct.
Together. And look, I know what you're all thinking. A Stardew Valley video? Yo, V, you good, bro? And I totally get it, but hear me out. I've said it many times before, but my favorite game is Final Fantasy VII. But about 1 year before it launched, there were 2 games on the Super Nintendo that changed my life forever. There was also a game on PC called Leisure Suit Larry, but that's a story for another day. You see, before I even knew what an RPG was, I rented a game for the weekend from our local video rental store called Mario RPG, thinking I was gonna be stomping Goombas while chasing Princess Peach the whole time. Wrong! What I got instead was my first whiff of that Squaresoft 90s JRPG greatness, and I was hooked from there. I ended up rotting in my room the whole weekend until I beat it, and when I did, my mind was blown, and I was feeding for more. So when we returned, I was walking around like, y'all got any more of those RPG games? And that's when I saw it, developed by Natsume, a game called Harvest Moon. Now when I saw this cover, I thought maybe this dude was teaming up with animals to save the world or some shit, but now that I'm making this video, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. This looks lame as hell, but don't let looks deceive you. I'm probably gonna
It does look lame as hell, but in a good way, honestly. I have no idea what that is.
get shit for this, but I don't care. Harvest Moon has to be in the top 10 greatest games on the Super Nintendo, and that's a hill I'm willing to die on. Now this isn't some retro review, but in Harvest Moon you basically inherit a farm, try to make as much money as possible, build a family, and after 2 years the game ends.
Build a family? Holy, this game was way ahead of its time.
Your parents come back and judge you based on your actions. My favorite ending was the Bachelor one. If you did a good job, didn't get married but dated all the girls, you get a scene walking around the town like some pimp. But if you mess around the whole time, your parents come back and your mom starts crying, and your dad gets up in your face letting you know that he's disappointed in you, and tells her that you're
What the hell?
a worthless mistake. And he also wishes that you were never born, and that if you didn't
Wow. Wow. Getting the Destiny's Child treatment. Oof, that's a bit rough.
exist, the family would have been better off. And also there's rope in the shed on the farm. You should take that rope to a nearby tree and just fucking...
Yeah, 3 branches. Who doesn't love them?
Okay, maybe it's not that bad, but that's what it felt like to me. Real talk, as a kid, Harvest Moon taught me the value of hard work, time management, and if you got that money, you get that honey. So what happened to the franchise? You see, the original Harvest Moon games were initially marketed towards a male audience, but it turns out that women play these games just as much as we did, which I think is great, but Natsume completely shifted their design away from men to cater towards women, which basically pushed out dudes like me entirely. And since they had 0 competitors,
Bro, listen. No one could have expected that My Little Pony Island Adventure would be the most manly game of a decade, okay? No one expected that slaying demons, gods in World of Warcraft would literally be replaced by Hello Kitty Adventure Island, okay? No one could have expected that, but here we are, okay?
they barely put any work into the games, and they kept releasing half-assed titles, and they all got progressively worse, just like in Pokemon. But people with low standards kept buying them, so they kept on making them. I know there's some die-hard fans of the N64 and PlayStation versions, but for me the movement is slow and clunky as hell compared to the Super Nintendo version, which feels more like a Zelda game. And this was the start of the art style moving to this kid's cereal box color palette that we keep seeing in all these other cozy games, and I just don't like it. I mean, look at this. This game came out in 2010, a year before Skyrim. What the hell?
Damn. Well, if it's on a handheld, I guess it's better than most things Bethesda has made.
Even is this? It's obvious that they were only interested in marketing their games to women and kids. And I'm not saying that these types of games shouldn't exist and that there isn't a market for it, but I don't want.
Hey, markets for women and kids exist. For kids, it's called the most lucrative things on the planet. For women, it's called dress up your horse, and the average woman spends literally thousands on it. Yeah, the world doesn't make a lot of sense, but I mean, here we are, and there's not a lot we can do about it.
I play this crap, and it doesn't appeal to most dudes. So over the years, I would basically just watch a trailer whenever a new Harvest Moon game was announced, noticed it looked like crap, and moved on with my life. But I just couldn't forget how awesome the original game was. So every now and then, I booted up on an emulator when I got that itch. So you're probably thinking, why are you still talking about Harvest Moon? And why does it look exactly like Stardew?
Oh, wait, right. This is a Stardew Valley video. I completely already forgot.
Valley. Well, that's because the whole reason Stardew Valley exists is because the solo dev that created it, named Eric Barone, who goes by Concerned Ape, was just like me, and he hated the direction Harvest Moon went in. So this badass taught himself coding, pixel art, and sound design, and using the Super Nintendo version as a blueprint, he made his own game but improved every single mechanic, while adding a ton of new ones like mining and combat. Basically, Eric Barone...
Damn, who doesn't want to mine, okay? Listen. The only reason you should ever play New World, you know, the MMO that's failed in literally a month, is just to swing your pickaxe at ore. Feels good, bro. Okay, listen. It feels so good.
did what Palworld did to Pokemon, but on a whole different level. Stardew Valley is so good that there's almost no reason to boot up the original Harvest Moon game anymore. And what do you know? It turned out to be the most popular game in the genre, and is still in the top 10 games being played to this day.
I never checked the top 10 games. I have no idea what's popular. Okay? Well, I know What the hell is Peak? I know Marvel Rivals is popular. Delta Force. The hell is that? Rust? Okay, makes sense. Apex Legends is dying. Counter-Strike, Dota, PUBG. Okay. A lot of this makes sense. Bungo Cat. What the hell?
And it came out 9 years ago.
Hey, yo, V, I don't mess around with them cozy games, motherfucker.
I mean, the irony of the Black Samurai saying that, okay? George Floyd, relax, okay? It's not that deep. Just breathe.
You want to talk, Yasuke? We all know what cozy shit you're into.
Uno reverse, motherfucker. It ain't gay if they're non-binary.
Hey, man, whatever helps.
Hey. I mean, on a Vogue level, I guess that's technically true for them. That's why no one takes them seriously.
You sleep at night, bro? Look, dudes, the original Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley are not cozy games. They're RPGs. Sometime after Stardew Valley launched and blew up in popularity, tons of indie companies tried to copy its success. And a bunch of people who play games like Animal Crossing created and attached this lame, cozy bullshit title to it. But that's not what Stardew Valley is. It's not like you would call Final Fantasy VII cozy because you can breed chocobos and raise them. Not even Concerned Ape agrees with this shit.
So there's a genre.
Oh god, this guy. And the time he was I got on. Oh my god, I laughed so hard. And it's right to do it.
Games now, I think they're called cozy games.
That's what people call it.
You
I never call it.
You don't like that?
I mean, it's a label that's been put upon me. I've never used it myself.
What would you call your game?
I mean, an RPG.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But what's the difference between a cozy game and Stardew Valley? Well, this is where we get controversial. Like I said, the original Harvest Moon was marketed towards men, and the same thing applies to Stardew Valley. You're a dude who quits his job in a big city to work on a farm that you inherited from your family. The whole concept is a
Wait, your family is Santa? The fuck?
The whole concept is a traditionally masculine theme. All Concerned Ape had to do to make the game appeal to everybody was allow players to make both male and female characters. Then he just made all the romanceable NPCs player sexual, meaning they're not gay, straight, or bi, or whatever. It's up to the player to decide, in that you actually have to go out of your way to give a certain item to initiate these options. What this does is make it so that nothing feels forced or cringe, regardless of your gender or sexual preferences.
Oh, Jesus, that's how bad this goes?
This is something that not even Baldur's Gate 3 gets right. Just like Stardew Valley, your party members are all player sexual. But if you say anything nice to your bros, they start dancing like ballerinas, trying to get a dip of that whip. Thank God you can just put them out of their misery. You had it coming, Will. The reason Stardew Valley has now sold over 40 million copies, and not a single one of these terrible, cozy games or Stardew Valley ripoffs have been able to top it is because they just don't get it. Every single one of these companies keep trying
Bro, I could probably make a Stardew Valley. Okay, I don't even play games like this, but I can guarantee you, I understand what cozy is. Okay?
pander to one specific group. And don't act like you don't know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They hire sensitivity consultants to remove any potential offensive content that would offend anybody, and then prioritize diversity and inclusion, which makes the world feel weird and unnatural. And then they try to virtue signal and shove a bunch of stupid shit in their games, like pronouns, and make everybody ugly androgynous characters.
Oh,
in the end, it only
Jesus.
appeals to a small group of weirdos, and the majority of people are just not interested.
The best part about that small group of weirdos is they're gonna say your game is great, but they're never actually gonna buy it, support it, or do anything like that. They're just gonna be there. This is something that you can actually see on YouTube with all the left political pundits and whatnot. There's a lot of people like subbing and saying yeah, but no one actually cares what they say. So people just sub to them but never watch anything because these people fundamentally don't even believe what nonsense they are spouting, which is hilarious.
Or sick of seeing this crap and don't want to play these games. And yes, I said the majority. You can get mad at me or call me names, but the numbers don't lie. And the people that do want this slop in their games either don't exist or are just too few in numbers to justify putting this in games. And don't act like you do. If you did, you wouldn't still be playing Stardew Valley. A Stardew Valley clone just launched last month, and it's called Cattle Country. These morons took something badass like cowboys and then chose to set the game in some lame, overly diverse town in the—
Oh wow, I was gonna already say, look at this.
to set the game
Oh, you can't see it. Yeah, that's where I draw my lines.
in some lame, overly diverse town in the middle of a forest, when they should have gone with the desert where cowboys actually would be. And then take a look at the game loop. They chose to focus on farming and animals instead of something unique such as mining for gold and hunting. Everybody seems to want the success of Stardew Valley, but refuse to put any passion into their projects or bring something unique to the table. And take a look at the character creation. You could be a Mr., a Miss, or whatever this is. I don't know, maybe it's a Mexican. It doesn't make sense and it doesn't appeal to anybody. And what do you know? This game was a
My Latinx friends, relax. Everything is fine. There's no need to cross any borders for this.
major flop. Let's take a look at the recently released Tales of Shire game, which is about hobbits from the Lord of the Rings series. This should have been a money maker.
Bro, that does not sound cozy, okay? Playing as a hobbit is well, playing as a Stardew Valley farm simulator hobbit sounds a little bit strange.
Machine and sold millions of copies, but uh-oh, another flop. How can you fuck this up? Maybe it's because you removed male and female from the character creation and replaced it with a gender slider, forcing everybody to play as ugly ass androgynous characters. Why the hell would you take a masculine IP that appeals to dudes and not put anything in the game that dudes like? There's no combat and no chichis. Oh, but thanks for giving the women hairy ass feet. That'll bring the money in. Actually, Tolkien stated that female hobbits have hairy feet. Oh, now you care about lore. Tolkien also didn't say that there were black hobbits, so don't even try to pull that shit with me. This game was so bad that not even IGN could shill for it, and they gave it a 4 out of 10. And get this, at
Damn, IGN maybe couldn't, but I'm sure Fextra Life did.
its peak, the game had 54 people working on it, and they still consulted with the activist group Sweet Baby Inc. to help with the writing. Again,
Damn, isn't Sweet Baby Inc. like completely done at this point? Haven't they lost virtually everything? Aren't they also replaced now with the superior Australian 40-year-old feminist supporting no children, no husbands, no romantic interests collective shout group that got exposed as grifters? I'm assuming they got exposed as grifters. They're quite obviously fake to begin with.
activist group Sweet Baby Inc. to help with the writing. Again, Stardew Valley was made by just one dude, and he didn't care about sensitivity at all. The game has stories about homeless people digging through trash, and you can tell them off. He even put a story about a dude who was abused by his father, and then his mom unalived herself. None of these companies would ever put a story in their game like that, because it's too controversial. All these companies can't seem to get it through their heads that a game made for everybody is a game made for nobody. Concerned Ape's design philosophy was simple.
I just made a game like that I wanted to make. I wasn't following trends or anything, and it came from the heart, and it blew up.
Not only did he just make a game he wanted to play, but he has also continued to ignore all of these weirdos and activists demanding that he makes changes to his game. Shortly after the game launched, people that have a boner for DEI started attacking the game, writing articles like Stardew Valley's diversity problem and the mod I used to fix it, as if it had a problem in the first place. This article was written by Nicole Hunter, whose sole purpose of existing is to make money by helping companies replace white people with minorities in games. She stated that Stardew Valley is a striking white game, and that was a missed opportunity. Apparently, if your game doesn't look like this, it's problematic. She didn't just say it was strikingly white, she said it was oppressively white. I can't even imagine playing a game
Damn, that's I don't even know what level that is.
A bunch of white people and thinking, oh man, it's oppressive, and then have to go out of my way to install a mod to feel comfortable. This guy are sick. Side note, the mod this person used turns the 7-year-old boy Vincent into a trans child. These people
Why wouldn't it? What do you expect from these people? Sanity? Lucidity? No, hell no. Those things are bad. They're poison for them. Of course this is gonna be normal. What do you expect? You know? A tree branch and rope? Well, maybe.
People are sick, man. Anyways, if you don't know, companies like this write a bunch of hit articles trying to slander the game. Then they email these gaming companies and basically blackmail them, stating that they can help with their diversity problem that never existed. It's a huge scam, and thank God Concerned Ape didn't bend the knee to these weirdos. That being said though, I actually think Stardew Valley does have a diversity problem. There's not a single busty Asian girl in the game. What the hell's going on here? But seriously, if you try to join a Stardew Valley group or community, you would know that it is one of the most—
Oh, this looks all like Reddit, isn't it? Racism in Stardew Valley. We need to talk about racism in this sub. Where's the diversity? It's not there like it has never been in all of human history. Diversity is not about realism. That's not even the dumbest quote I have seen on this subject, so I'm gonna let it slide. Lack of representation. About the harassment towards trans people in the community. Based. I mean, horrible YouTube. Horrible YouTube. Anyway, there's a lot of this, huh? Stardew Valley modding. Racist mods put white face on only black characters. That's called... Dude, okay, that's... Why can't blacks have their own spaces but no whites are allowed, but the other, but the opposite is not allowed, okay? Why is that? Why is that? I kind of find that odd. I kind of find it strange. I kind of find it unreasonable.
Most toxic, triggered by anything, constantly whining, and chronically suffering from internalized depression communities out there. And Concerned Ape has had to deal with these people.
Oh, by the way, I actually, you know what happened? Today, I completely forgot this, but this is actually one of the funnier things I saw today. There was a post I saw on Twitter about someone writing about Stardew Valley, that his wife plays Stardew Valley and she doesn't like the combat in the caves. So every time she plays Stardew Valley, she gets her husband to do the combat in the caves and then rewards him with cooking whatever he wants and stuff like that. And that's great! But these people would probably hate that because gender stereotypes and whatnot.
Constantly demanding that he add pronouns and gender-free language to his game on Reddit, his personal website, and even on X. Take a look at this cringe request. Non-binary option by AnxiousGay99. Add a non-binary option when you're creating your character, so the NPCs use they/them pronouns. This sounds like it would be an easy fix. Non-binary characters should be able to use either locker room in the spa, too. How about we don't do that? I just imagine Concerned Ape reading his website, seeing this dude posting about his fetish, and thinking, what the hell did I do? But since he has never told these people straight up no, they tried to make a petition last year and passed over 10,000 signatures on it. It was called
Literally no one cares. That's how many signatures that is.
Pronoun options for trans and non-binary players in Stardew Valley, stating that for many trans and non-binary players, the gender language in the game can feel incredibly disheartening and invalidating, causing
Bro, the last time someone called me a pronoun I wanted to Minecraft. It's a struggle. No one cares. Get over yourself, or, you know, do something else.
feelings of dysphoria when misgendered while they're playing.
Good.
2S, LGBT, VG, blah blah blah. Players deserve to see themselves represented to the fullest in their game. Look, you don't
How about never?
deserve a damn thing. It's a video game, a toy. And if you look at a character creator and see these two symbols and start going, ah,
I mean, yeah, that probably triggers a lot of people.
my dysphoria, you shouldn't be playing video games in the first place. You need to be talking to a therapist. So how did Concerned Ape handle this horde of crying babies? Nothing. Not a damn thing. No statements, no apologies, no bending the knee. He has completely ignored all
Based, good.
of these weirdos, and good for him. Sadly, these people aren't used to being ignored, so they started to try to slander him. At this point, to me, it either reads as someone so stubborn they don't want to be told what to do, or someone who is transphobic, but knows they'll lose following if they come out and say it. So they're trying to have
What following?
their cake and eat it too by keeping quiet. The game sold 40 million copies. The petition has 10,000 signatures.
Exactly. Man, these people just want to always seem big and powerful and whatnot. They just want to subvert everything. They want to shame you into you doing something that you don't want to, because they need to be special in some way. It's disgusting.
There's no reason to cater to you at all. And I wonder why Concerned Ape would not want to engage with a bunch of gender-obsessed weirdos. Maybe because, I don't know, they have a history of going batshit crazy and forming online hate mobs to dox and cancel people? Maybe if you weren't such insufferable people, you'd get a response about why he didn't want to put gender politics in a damn kids game. If he tried to decline politely, the backlash would be so bad, he'd probably have to delete his X account. That's why there's no point to even acknowledge these people. You just gotta pretend they don't exist. They're fairy dust. The perfect example of this is last year when another indie company tried to make a game called Soul Ash, made the big mistake of
Oh wait, I think I heard about this.
responding to an individual demanding that he add gay romance options to his game. He stated that they have no desire to add those options, which triggered this guy so much that he took to Twitter and Reddit to get the game mass review bombed for not giving in to his demands. Thank God the gaming community fought back by buying the game and leaving good reviews. Man, I love you guys. I've never been so proud to be a
Nice.
gamer.
Nice.
I'm sure a few people might already know, but I actually started off my channel making Stardew Valley videos. But I went to a completely different
That's pretty homoerotic, but okay.
direction once I noticed how sensitive the community is. If you make any edgy jokes or say anything negative in your videos, or even have opinions outside of what is deemed socially acceptable, you're gonna get criticized, downvoted, or even canceled for wrongthink. That's why all the YouTube videos you see about Stardew Valley is all safe content, like 100
The hell is this?
days played or tips and tricks videos. There was
Damn, I have never even seen these. Wow, that's kind of insane.
named Zach who went by Unsurpassable Z, who tried to make cool and unique content, and he built up this entire Stardew Valley community back in the day, and even helped a bunch of small content creators grow their channels. He was also friends with Concerned Ape and had him on his channel frequently. Unfortunately for Zach, he made a bunch of stupid mistakes like
Wait, what the? No, I'm not gonna actually look at that.
misgendering somebody and hurting a couple people's fifis.
She needs more out of you guys.
Damn.
They. I use they them, by the way.
Alright, hey, congratulations again.
Every single content creator he helped grow all decided to refuse working with him, and the community he built up
Damn.
bullied and harassed his channel.
I mean, many such cases, that is the reality. If you're a content creator, you probably shouldn't have, honestly, friends that are other content creators. It's just easier, okay? If something bad happens to you, maybe they bad for you, but maybe this happens.
For months, so he eventually had to turn off the comments on all his videos and threw away his 200,000 subscriber channel entirely. I feel bad for this dude, and he's
Damn, that's insane.
nicer than me. With the shit I say, I wouldn't make it 2 months in that community. Now here's the thing, if you don't think Concerned Ape saw what happened to his friend Unsurpassable Z, and what the Stardew Valley community did to him didn't affect his decision to completely ignore all these weirdos making demands, I don't know what to tell you. You did this to yourselves. Anyways, if you already have Stardew Valley on PC and haven't reviewed the game yet, I suggest you leave a comment to Concerned Ape knowing that you appreciate not listening to these people and sticking to his creative vision. And if you haven't heard yet, he's now working on a new game called Haunted Chocolatier, and it looks like
Oh,
it's gonna be another hit, and my guess is
okay. Whoa. Well, that's the kind of diversity we do like, though. Okay, remember, being a hot woman means the borders are open. The borders don't exist most of the time, at least. I mean, there's an appropriate level of hotness we need to achieve here. So, you know, it is what it is. Let's see how this goes. Interesting. I don't like pixel art at the end of the day. Any case, that was Scouter B 10 out of 10. Bye!